Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry, and today, well, yesterday, in the evening, we finally received the Beasts and Exploration DLC for Battle Brothers. Now, I've been looking forward to this for quite some time, and I eagerly anticipate the opportunity to dive right back in, so let's do that. Start a new campaign. Now, the map seeds have all changed. There are no longer any numbers in the map seeds, they are purely letters. And because I'm not familiar with any of the new map seeds particularly yet, I'm just going to take what I'm given. Now, what really speaks to me this time? Ah yes, this is a new special. Yeah, I paid extra to support the developers, and they gave us a nice little thank you with a banner and some shield designs. Probably won't use it this time. I do like this one. Yes. I'm going to turn off permanent destruction just so things can be rebuilt if stuff gets really bad. Now, name for this company. Well, last time we had Galliard's Last Chances, and they fought to a man until only little Norris was left, and even he too fell, so we don't want it to be anything to do with them. Little Norris may deserve an honorary mention in the company name, but I don't know. It's got a nice sort of Celtic feel to it, in a rather Germanic game. Wait. Trust me to come up stumped. I'm thinking something like the Wheeled Riders at the moment, but let's see. Now that's not particularly good. Chieftains of York. Can I fit that in? I can! The Chieftains of Yore it is! Haha! Now, I do generally like to have the combat somewhere between beginner and veteran, leaning towards veteran. Same goes for the economic difficulty. However, I do find that on veteran, I'm not sure about the new maps. If the settlements are spread too far apart, then the pay won't be good enough to pay the men's wages to get to the next job. So, and also it would be nice to focus on the new content. So I'm going to go beginner, starting funds high, just for that initial starting bump. I'm not going to go Iron Man. And where's the... ah yes. Late game crisis. The Undead Scourge is my favourite. Not just because I've actually defeated it, but I like it, it's very thematic. The Greenskin Invasion is really hard going, especially in the early game. And the War of the Noble Houses, I haven't really experienced it very much, but what I have experienced of it actually got a bit tough. So they're all challenging in their own way. However, I have now discovered that you can actually experience more than one late game crisis, which is great because I wanted to try a campaign where I could experience all three simultaneously. Now, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. What does happen is, once you defeated one crisis, after a couple of months, another one will pop up, and then another one. And you can't have two in a row, but I don't know if any can actually repeat after you've had all three. For now, I'll leave it on random. And I'll be grateful if we can just make it through the first few game days, experience some of the new stuff, and have some fun with it. So, let's get in there and see how things go. Now, this game comes with a lot of reading, and I will do my best to read it all. Got a little bit of a blocked nose at the moment, but I hope that's okay for you all. It all went wrong. 2 days ago, the company was hired to track down Hoggett the Weasel and his band of raiders, but it was them that found you first. An ambush. Some joke about horses cut short by an arrow to the throat. Arrows shooting in from everywhere and nowhere. Men holler and scream, a great volume before death. As the hail subsides, you draw your weapon with the rest of the men only to collapse to your knees. An arrow has punctured your side. You shout in pain. A hurried glance sees the men charge without you to make a valiant last stand, met in force as steel clashes with steel. You meet eyes of the captain, a last nod before his throat is cut. You're left in command now, with what few men remain. Trembling in pain, you lean on your sword and with all the will you can muster, slowly rise again and start shouting instructions. To the end, my friends. This is it. Our very first battle, our last battle. A new company rises. Oh bloody hell, there he goes, he's dead already. Oh, One Eye. We thought he was mega good. Oh, Captain Bernhardt. Your throat was slit with narration, I don't know why you were still standing. Right, we're gonna shoot this bloke here. Nice shot. Get up there. Try and cut this man down. I'm going to hop round this side so he don't nip round like that. Okay, here comes for pain. He's trying. He's trying. Right, we'll have you. That was rubbish. Okay. Stick him with a spear, Bertolf. Stick him again. Carl, wreck his face. Nice one, Carl. Oh, he is determined to get Valdemar, isn't he? Well, since you like him so much... That was rubbish. Okay. Gotcha! Now you're cornered. Nowhere to go. Two-handed axe to the face. Wallop. Hey, this isn't going so badly. Right, we'll just empty another bolt into you. Nice. Oh, did get shot in the side earlier during the narration, so that's fine. Our three men, Bertolf, Karl the Black and Valdemar the Night Slayer, survived that encounter. And we got a crappy wooden flail. Awesome. You're alive. You won. The adrenaline fades and in its wake you can't help but sink back to the ground. Gritting your teeth, you snap the arrow shaft. Your chest heaves. Pain for breath. Everything blurs. The company has been devastated, cut down to but a few men, and that bastard Hoggart did justice to his name, fleeing like the weasel he is. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind. It's Karl the Black who sits down beside you, bedding his bloodied axe on his legs. You turn to him to reply, but before you can answer, he continues. Bernard's dead. They slit his throat. He was a good man and a damn good leader, but all it took was one mistake. That makes you the one in charge now, doesn't it? Valdemar the Night Slayer joins the two of you, still breathing heavily. Then Bertolf. Save the ceremony and anointments for another day. Let's give the men a good burial and return to Hohenhau to collect their pay. The weasel's men are slain after all. Besides, Captain, we ought to see to that wound before we lose you too. Wouldn't want to leave old Valdemar the Night Slayer in charge, right? So be it. And here we are in the world of Battle Brothers. We're basically gonna go back to Hohenhau, claim our so-called reward, drag our sorry asses over there. Now, I'm not going to spend too long dwelling on the core game concepts as such, because I did that a little bit last time round. But yeah, in this game we run a allegedly moderately successful mercenary company. Alright. What a sorry display it must be for the onlookers as you arrive in Hohenhau. 4 bloodied and beaten mercenaries down on their luck. The man who hired the company days ago, Philman of Hohenhau, no doubt expected you to return in a more glorious fashion. Still, he welcomes you to his house and offers bread and wine while a servant fetches a healer. Few words are exchanged, except for the occasional grunt and wheeze as an elderly man with shaky hands tends your wounds. A pin pierces your skin, the first of many stitches to come. You grit your teeth till you think you hear one break. Philman of Hohenau sits beside you and asks if you took care of Hoggett. You shake your head. We killed his men, but the weasel eluded our blades in the end. The healer waves around a glowing fire poke, suggesting he wants to push it into your wound. You nod and he does so. For a moment, that's all it is. You're not a man, but a pinch of fire, flesh from flame, a golem of pain. Philman of Hohenau hands you a goblet of wine. You did well, sellsword. The brigands have been removed, though it is a shame that Hoggett still lives. Well, we expect to get paid for this. Philman of Hohenau gasps. Well, naturally, 400 crowns was agreed upon. He gestures towards a servant who rushes to your side with the pay in hand. I wonder, may I make use of your services one more time? I'd very much like to end the headache that was Hoggett once and for all, and I would pay for you again, of course. Another 400 gold crowns, shall we say? Carl the Black scoffs and turns to drink more wine, but Bertolf stands to speak. Yes, the company is in ruin, but we will rebuild it. Without the chieftains of yore, Carl the Black would drink the crowns away and end up begging on the streets. And Baldemar the Night Slayer, by the gods, we all know he'd go chasing the womenfolk until one stove his rotten head in. We need the chieftains of yore. It's all we have. What say you, Captain? Carl the Black burps and raises his cup to you. Baldemar the Night Slayer playfully thumbs his nose and nods. Kill that bastard Hoggett, or not. It's up to you, Captain. Yes, we have unfinished business with Hoggett the Weasel. Philman of Hohenau claps his hands in satisfaction. Excellent! My little birds will need some time to find where Hoggett is hiding his hide by now. In the meantime, I suggest you see about stocking up on supplies so that you'll be good and ready to end this when the time comes. I shall see you in a few days' time at the latest. As you leave Philman of Hohenau's house and stand on the outskirts of Hohenau, which is really hard to say when you've got a bit of a cold coming on, Bertolf seeks for word with you. We need more men, Captain. I know I can give a big speech back there, but bravado won't do shit. We need more warm bodies in the ranks. Think we can find 3 good men, buy them some decent weapons, dress them in the best armour we can afford. The man pauses to glance around. I bet this shithole of a town's got a desperate peasant or two looking for a new life. Or we could travel to Königsfest in the west. Those city folk aren't always as hardy as these country bumpkins, but we're more likely to find men with fighting experience stopping the rest there. Well, that's what we shall do. Alright, we are in Hohenau, and immediately we have a new building. This is the taxidermist. For the right price, a taxidermist can create useful items from all kinds of trophies you bring him. So, if we kill giant spiders, or dire wolves, or nachzerers, and bring back various bits of their bodies, the taxidermist can create things. Now, he has no list of recipes. We need to find the things and then he'll tell us what we can do with them. We also have an armourer, which is a pleasant surprise. That's actually a pretty reasonable price there. Ooh. Hey, scale, this is new. Right. Well, we also have black paint. To paint a helmet black if I wanted to. Paint set to paint shields to match the company banner, which we don't actually have yet. However, we do want shields. We may be able to get some broken shields. Oh, I hate that shield design. I don't want that shield. No. We will purchase 2 shields for our new company members. plain they shall be, and old and battered. Is there anyone here we can hire? We have a miner. Now, miners tend to be short on fatigue. We have a builder, probably quite strong, and an apprentice. Interesting. If we snag these two men... Now, we do have a new feature called Tryout, and we do have a bit of extra money. Now, what that will do is it will allow us to see the traits of a brother, but it won't let us see where his stars are. So, right now, I'm just going to hire these two men. Okay. Lothar, this is new. Huge! Being particularly huge and burly, this character's strikes hurt plenty, but he's also a bit bigger than most. Plus 10% melee damage, minus 5 melee defense, minus 5 range defense. This man needs armor, and probably a shield. Baldemar will be gaining the Fangshire helmet, because it allows him to see in the dark, which is really useful for using a ranged weapon. Now, Lothar we will probably want to put in the middle of the front rank at some point. We also have Wenzel Goodhand, who is a fat bloke. Let's prepare bandages, and bandages now go in the bag slots instead of the trophy slot, which is interesting. Now, in the early game, it's worth getting hold of spears. We don't have many spears. Let us head to Königsfeste. Oh, sorry. It is König, not König. So, King's Festival. We need men, gear. Ideally, we might actually want more than half a dozen men. We might want 7 or 8 to just swarm Hogger and take him down. As Königsfeste's skyline appears on the horizon, Baldemar the Night Slayer seeks a word of you. Never been to Königsfeste before, but I've been around ones that look a lot like it. Cities like these are great for selling goods, as all these pissy, pompous pricks love to have their goods delivered. With so many merchants, you can find almost anything you need to. Keep an eye out for bargains and don't get swindled by those cutthroat merchants. Carl the Black sees fit to add his own opinion as to what you should do. Wait, I thought... Oh, my mistake. Yeah, he is the Axeman. If there's a good tavern, I say that's where we should go first. Nothing helps a man down in his luck more than a good pint. Gods know we've earned it. Baldemar the Night Slayer shakes his head. You say that every time we stop in town. You say that even when you're already drunk. Well, I'll keep it in mind. And here we are in Königsfeste. Who can we hire? Egon the Rock is a brawler. He likes to fight. Hagen the Deserter. Deserters have really terrible morale. Roderick is a caravan guard, and he has armor and a sword. You know that? Yes, let's do it. That's going to cost, isn't it? That's going to cost so much. Ooh! Two-handed wooden flail. So we're seeing nice new things already. A long sword, that's like a hand and a half sword. Let's go get a spear, because we need a spear. Or 2 or 3. Ooh, there's some reasonably decent armor here. If we pick up this as well, because he really needs it, and he needs a spear because his melee attack is so low. Roderick, on the other hand, could do with a shield. And we also want some kind of helmets. These are not shields, these are rubbish. Am I going to have to go get that crappy black and green and white shield? I think I am. Let's flog off these. We do have an armourer. And a shield. That's grand. You know, I'm tempted. Okay, let's get a couple of Akaton caps, and let's pick up. This is really living dangerously now. But there was a male coif, and it wasn't in here. It was in here. That is expensive. That is really expensive. But he's a big bloke. What can I say? He needs protecting. Also, you need protecting. And you need protecting, because you're quite good. You don't even have a weapon. How the hell did I manage that? Okay. Well, that's going to be fun, isn't it? Right. Have a nice hood. Leather cap. And we do need some kind of cheap-ass weapon. Sod it, we'll have that back. Venzel, you're not going to do very well. You might not even make it through your encounter with Hoggett the Weasel. But I damn well intend to make sure you make it to that encounter. Let's go back to Hornau and try and find out where Hoggett is hiding. So we have spent a lot of money initially, a little more than I was planning, so we're going to have to be cautious. Filman of Hornau is pacing back and forth when you find him. The healer who damned near killed you with a fire poker is standing nearby. He's picking chunks of dried blood out of his fingernails. Filman of Hornau claps his hands. Finally, you're here. I have good news. We got hold of one of Hoggett's former men. My good friend here had a nice little chat with the man, and now I know where Hoggett's licking his wounds. The healer clears his throat, splaying his fingers out like a maiden looking to paint them. He speaks as though he's identifying a disease he is about to excise. The brigand known as Hoggett is hiding in a small hut in the steppe to the southeast of here. Based upon my most civil discussion with one of his men, Hoggett knows the chieftains of yore are on his heels and will have gathered more men since the last time you met him. Nodding, Filman of Hornau waves you off. Good luck, sellsword. Oh, we'll return with his head if we can. Now, I have done a little bit of playing around, and I have found that Hoggett the Weasel and his men are a little more cunning than they used to be. It's growing dark. No, let's just fall back and wait till morning. Got too dark there. Because we do have one crossbowman who can see in the dark. Now we want to be careful, we can't really get a good night's rest because they might come out and attack us. Let us be cautious then, for dawn comes early. And strike them as they rise from their beds. Now. So yes, now they're not just standing around the archers anymore. They're being a little more tactical, so we want Baldemar to wait. That's not a good sign. Okay. Let's just begin a slow and steady advance. And they do keep falling back. Alright. Now, Carl, I hope you can make it through this without getting too knackered. There he is. I see him on the rise. Let's shoot a man for two-handed axe because he's quite dangerous if he gets in close. He can destroy shields. Now, new round begins. Yeah, take your shot. Right into the shield. I like it. Oh, they're coming for us now. They must think we're at a disadvantage. That's wonderful. Carl, wait. Roderick, close slightly. Let's shoot the Axeman again. Nicely done. Alright. Spear up. Spear up. We'll just try and keep them at bay. Carl, just wait till the next round. And in they come. Okay, that's bad news. But we can work around this. Well, it missed, but... Okay. Here is what we're going to do. We're going to keep a defensive perimeter. And then we're going to go right in. There we go. That was probably a bit dumb. But hopefully it will work out okay. Oh, Wenzel the tubby. Yeah, he was bleeding from his neck wound. Now get in there and split that shield, Carl. Too damn right. And we just shoot this fella. Nice. Oh, he's on the hill. He's on the rise. What's that coming over the hill? Is it an archer? Is it an archer? Yes, it is. Hey, Wenzel, show how good your hand is. You're rubbish, Wenzel. My little sister could do better than this. She really could. Right, Bertolf, get him there, stab him. Ooh. The pain. Right. We need this fellow taken care of. Nope, he's behind the tree, this one. Ah, stuff it, just go for him. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Roderick, just... Could you be a little bit better at this? Right. That was tragic. Alright. Spear, we don't have enough to get those shields up. But that was nicely done. And then Bertolf, get him! Yeah, that's right. Oh, Wenzel survives again. Axe to the face. That was rubbish. Okay. We absolutely need to... There we go. Closing to get to this position here. Oh, wow. What was his chance there? 58, okay. We'll just grow a little closer. And then we'll just continue to thrust away with our spears here in the hope that Oggett falls. Got him. Right, get in there, Carl. Roderick, you show him who's... You know, you're a trained warrior unlike the others. You're kind of pathetic. Wow. He missed a 58, I can miss a 58 too. Right, so we're going to go around to here and here, trying to cut him off and come in at an odd angle. You'll go for his club now. And then we will be closing the gap with our remaining warriors. Right. Carl, you know what to do. Nice, 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 nice. Lovely! All our foes have fallen before us. Alright. So we got a short bow, a blotched gambeson, some beer, some mushrooms, some cloth, some gold crowns, and some ammunition. Lovely. Oggett lies dead in a pool of his own blood, skewered into a grotesque and panicked pose. He didn't weasel his way out of this one. You put a boot on his corpse and look to your men. For the company! For the men who've fallen! Baldemar the Night Slayer spits on the dead man's face. Let's take this bastard's head and get back to Hornau. Indeed, it's time to get paid. To Hornau, where we'll probably end the episode, because it's like pushing 7 in the morning. Oh, I see animal tracks of some kind. Be careful about them. Baldemar the Night Slayer joins your side. Got a moment, Captain? You nod for him to speak his mind. The battle has left some gear worse for wear, and some men got a good nicking too. We can patch up both man and equipment while marching, but it's a lot faster to sit down and do it. Of course, if we make camp, we should be wary of ambushes. Campfire in these parts can be seen from every which way. I'll keep that in mind, Baldemar. I will keep that in mind. The company returns to Hohenau as victors, their heads held much higher this time. The chieftains of yore are not the size that they once were, but they're still a force to be reckoned with, as Hoggart learned in his final moments. You carry his head in a sack that you empty in front of Filman of Hohenau's feet. He jumps back, but the healer quickly picks the head up, stares at it, and nods. Filman of Hohenau approaches the brigand's bloodied face and eyes it carefully. Yes, that's his ugly mug, all right. Servants, pay this man his money. Coin in hand, you raise your voice to the men. As long as there is blood coursing for our veins, as long as we can hold sword and shield, there shall stand our company. All through the realm, people will know the chieftains of yore. The men cheer. Bertolf puts his hand on your shoulder. You did well, Captain. No matter where you lead us, the men will follow you as brothers in battle. You gain 400 gold crowns. As brothers indeed. Now, we could almost afford to hire the lovely Hubert here. But for now, we are going to get some cheap tools and some arrows to go with that short bow. We're going to sell off this old headscarf, sell the beer, sell the rolls of cloth. We'll purchase the smoked ham because our men might like to eat that. And we can't really... I'm going to set these to be repaired because they could be of good use to us. And Bertolf has gained a level. Hooray for Bertolf. Now, he's a fairly solid, durable fellow. It would be nice at some point to try a build where fatigue and resolve were more important than health. But hey, he's got good health potential. I see 3 4s here. I'm just going to go with all those 3. And then we'll make him a right solid bloke. Oh, he's a fat bugger as well. I hadn't noticed. Wait. Fat. We got 2 fatties. Okay. Well, there we have it. That brings our first episode to an end, because I need to keep track of the time so that it doesn't spend too long uploading. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I'll be uploading more in the near future, in between the other things I've got going on the channel. So, look forward to see you all guys next time. I'll say bye for now, and cheerio!